Afternoon, guys. I hope you're all well. I have some news. Look, I knew we've always discussed the two grades of the not human grade, the food grade, diatomaceous earth. Only our fossil flour is the human grade. The others or the other grade, the animal grade, we always just sell as animal grade diatomaceous earth. Now, I was aware that there's a third food grade available, but I've never gone into that side of either marketing it or even having stock. I've never gone into that side of things, but I was aware of it. And I spoke to my supplier. They are the importers. Our product comes from Mozambique. So they import it, and they're also the millers of the product or the products. So I managed to speak to him on Friday. I wanted to do so on Thursday, but unfortunately my time just did not allow it. I had customers that I had to deliver product to and see. So yes, unfortunately that didn't pan out for me, but I did speak to him on Friday. He sent me a little bit more info. I want some more stuff from him. But what it basically boils down to is that there is a food grade that can be used purely for the soil. I have used either my animal grade or even my human grade on plants, and when I have planted new fruit trees, I've also, when the hole is dug, I have put some of the DE into the holes as well. Now, the information I've got for you is that in South Africa, this lower grade of the food grade for the soil is only around 8 rand, 8 South African rands. So I've done a quick calculation. I'm not 100% sure of the exchange rates right this minute, and I think I've worked it on 16.67, which is the last time I checked, which is not that long ago. And this only equates to let's call it 46 cents USA. So in my mind, that is quite cheap. That is per kilo. So a kilogram, 2.2 pounds equals 1 kilo. So therefore, in my book, for 46 cents, for quite a bit of DE, this is not really very pricey. And if our farmers or even us can use this in the plants that we plant, and for seedlings, and as our food sources grow, fruits, veggies, whatever it is, then obviously this, in my mind, is quite a good option. I think we should also be telling our friends and farmers around us to at least investigate this. I cannot say for sure what if this product, they must have it available. And like I say, I have not received the scientific analysis on this particular product, the lower grade that is used in the soil as yet. So I can't really give information regarding that, but I just felt, there's so much talk going on about food shortages, and that fertilizers are becoming, difficult to get and very expensive. So I just feel this is quite a good option to look into, and to actually utilize. So I would suggest that you all sort of look at it, maybe make contact with your supplier of DE and see if they've got a lower grade available. Please give me feedback if they have, and what sort of prices we are looking at. It would just be interesting. Like I say, we have to compare apples with apples. But yes, I just thought that is very interesting. Look, even friends of mine had a lovely lemon tree, and they would sort of every 2-3 months sprinkle a little bit of DE around the this lemon tree, and then water it. And we found that the fruits of this tree grew much better. It was really far more juicy than even normal, and it really just obviously did the plant so much, or had so much benefit to the plant. Another thing we must remember is that D also works, so this is what I'm saying, an organic fertilizer, and then we have to remember it's also a natural pesticide, but we need to be very careful with this, as the DE will kill bees, any exoskeletal insects. Now the way this works is that the fine powder actually works its way into the exoskeletal of the insect and then dries them out. The fine powder also sticks to their bodies, so they carry it to their nests. So it really does work, but it will affect bees. So my suggestion is, once you've sprinkled some powder, like around the base of a tree or a plant, just water it so that, the fine powder is not going to affect this. And then another thing is, if you were wanting to spray it onto the plants as an insecticide, maybe using a fixative, such as a dishwashing liquid with it, just to fix it to the plant, so that you don't actually, or we try and just minimize the effect on the bees. Anyway, I hope this information is useful to you. I thought it very interesting with the current events and the way things are going. I would also encourage everybody to try and grow at least a little bit of food. We don't need a lot of space. Even somebody that lives in an apartment, if you've got a little balcony, you can put a few pots up there and grow maybe some tomatoes or whatever it is. But it is doable. We've got to start looking out for each other and helping each other in this crisis that is going on, worldwide. We've not been hard hit in the area where I am currently, as far as food shortages are concerned. But our fuel prices have also, it's just madness. So there is the fuel, there's supply chains breakdowns. I know that lists went out of how many supply companies in America, in USA, actually were either burned down or got destroyed by for whatever reason. And we've had similar things happening here in South Africa. We also had, for instance, in the last number of weeks, Tiger Brands in the Cape. They are closing that plant. Now, a lot of our tinned food comes from that Tiger Brands, as does Jungle Oats and a lot of products. So that is also, it's a big supply. I don't want to call it a chain, but yes, that is closing up here. And all of these things are going to affect us. I would also suggest that you look at, besides planting some food, to look at dried legumes like your beans and your lentils and things like that. and to have that ready. Look, it stores easy, it stores for long, and it could be made into a wholesome meal. A lot of vegetarians or vegans actually use this anyway, but a lot of people disregard this. When the pawpaw really hits the fan, it's a matter of staying alive and not wanting to satisfy our taste buds, be it meat or whatever it is that we really fancy. These things are going to become in short supply. So the dried stuff that can last a long time, my suggestion is please look at, I'm not talking about buying huge quantities, because a little goes a long way. For instance, I made a vegetarian bunny chow. That may sound very weird, bunny chow. It's got nothing to do with bunnies. It's a typical South African dish, which is like curry and cumin and all your garlic and ginger and whatever that's added to the dish. And I made that last night, but I used green lentils, and it really was delicious. I mean, I often make dishes like this, and I feel that it could be beneficial. What I wanted to say is that I used 1 cup of lentils, and I fed myself and my hubby for last night. I also gave him some more of that, quite a bit of that, on bread today for lunch, and there's a lot left. So I mean, I'll be freezing the remainder that is left at the moment. But all I'm saying is, with 1 cup, you could have a number of meals. So well worth looking into that. Anyway, you must all have a lovely afternoon. God bless. Bye.